It's 11:40 p.m. You're standing in the kitchen in your socks, paper towel in hand, staring at a small mess on the floor that your dog left behind about 10 minutes ago. They looked fine an hour ago. Now they're standing in the corner, tail low, watching you clean up, almost like they're apologizing. You kneel down, you check their belly, you check their eyes, and then the question hits you. The same question thousands of dog owners type into their phones every single night. Is this normal or is this an emergency? That uncertainty, that specific stomach-dropping uncertainty, is one of the most common experiences in dog ownership, and it comes with a very particular kind of stress. There's the guilt of wondering if something you fed them caused this. There's the frustration of not knowing whether to rush to an emergency vet and pay a bill that could run into the hundreds of dollars or wait and watch. There's the confusion of 100 conflicting opinions online, and underneath all of it, there's the helplessness of watching a pet who can't tell you what's wrong. If you felt any of that, you are not alone and you are not overreacting. Vomiting is one of the top reasons dogs are brought in for veterinary visits in the United States every year. By the end of this video, you'll understand what's actually happening inside your dog's body when they vomit, the common mistakes well-meaning owners make that can accidentally make things worse, what veterinarians actually recommend for supporting a dog's digestive health at home, the science behind why those recommendations work, and a simple daily routine that helps you catch problems early before they become emergencies. Here's how we'll get there today. First, we'll break down what vomiting actually is and why dogs are, honestly, built to do it more easily than we are. Then we'll talk about the mistakes many loving owners unknowingly make. After that, I'll walk you through the strategies veterinarians actually recommend. We'll dig into the science behind why they work, and I'll leave you with one simple daily system you can start using tonight. Let's start with the basics. What's actually happening? Vomiting is not a disease. It's a symptom, a signal. Think of it like a car's check engine light. It doesn't tell you exactly what's wrong, but it tells you something in the system triggered an alarm. Here's something that surprises a lot of owners. Dogs vomit far more easily than humans do. Their vomiting reflex is more sensitive, and their stomachs are built to protect them from things they shouldn't have eaten, which, if you know dogs, is basically anything within reach of their mouth. When something irritates the stomach lining, or when the brain's vomiting center gets triggered by things like motion, toxins, inflammation, or even stress, the body responds by forcefully emptying the stomach. It's a protective reflex, not a malfunction, even though it never feels that way when it's your carpet. Veterinarians generally think about vomiting causes in a few categories, from most common to most serious. Common causes include dietary indiscretion, a nice clinical way of saying ate something they shouldn't have, motion sickness, sudden diet changes, or mild stomach upset. Less common causes include food intolerances, parasites, mild infections, or reactions to new medications. Emergency causes, and this is the category that matters most, include ingestion of toxic substances, intestinal blockages from swallowed objects, pancreatitis, bloat, or underlying organ disease. Here's the most important thing to understand. The vomiting itself is rarely the full story. What matters just as much is everything around it, how often it's happening, what else your dog is doing, and how long it's been going on. The common mistakes. Now, many loving pet owners don't realize they're making these next few mistakes, because on the surface, they seem completely reasonable. Mistake 1. Waiting to see if it passes without watching closely. One vomiting episode in an otherwise happy, active dog is often not an emergency. But many owners let days pass without tracking frequency, and by the time they call the vet, the pattern has already escalated. The fix isn't panic, it's paying attention. Mistake 2. Withholding food and water for too long. This used to be common advice, but current veterinary guidance has shifted. Prolonged fasting, especially in small dogs, puppies, or senior dogs, can actually cause more harm than good. Speak with your veterinarian about what's appropriate for your specific dog. Mistake 3. Reaching for human medications. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes, and it comes from a place of love, not carelessness. Many over-the-counter human medications are unsafe for dogs and can cause serious harm. Please never give your dog any medication without direct veterinary guidance. Mistake 4. Assuming bland food fixes everything. Diet adjustments can genuinely help mild, uncomplicated cases. We'll talk about that shortly. But they're not a universal fix, and relying on them alone can delay care for a dog who actually needs medical attention. Mistake 5. Ignoring the silent warning signs. Owners often focus only on the vomiting itself, while missing quieter clues, lethargy, gum color changes, a hunched posture, or a bloated abdomen that tell a bigger story. None of these mistakes make you a bad pet owner. They make you human. Now let's talk about what veterinarians actually recommend instead. Chapter What Veterinarians Recommend. This is the part where everything comes together. Step 1. Learn your dog's baseline. Every dog has a normal energy, normal appetite, normal stool. Knowing that baseline is what allows you to notice when something's actually off, instead of guessing. Step 2. Track, don't panic. If your dog vomits once and is otherwise acting completely normal, playful, alert, drinking water, interested in food a few hours later, many veterinarians consider a short monitoring window reasonable. Keep a simple note: time, appearance, and what your dog ate in the past 24 hours. This single habit turns a scary guessing game into useful information for your vet if you do need to call. If your dog vomits more than once in a day, vomits repeatedly over more than 24 hours, or shows any of the warning signs we'll cover next, contact your veterinarian rather than waiting it out. Step 3. Support digestion the right way. For dogs who are bright, alert, and otherwise well, some veterinarians recommend temporarily offering a simple, easily digestible diet for a short period, always under your veterinarian's specific guidance for your dog's age, size, and health history. This is not a treatment for illness. It's a way to give the digestive system a gentler workload while things settle. Vet warning: this approach is appropriate for many healthy adult dogs with a single mild episode, but it is not a substitute for veterinary evaluation, and it is not appropriate for puppies, senior dogs, or dogs with existing health conditions without professional guidance first. Step 4. Prevent, don't just react. Prevention is where the real long-term difference happens. That means securing trash cans and countertops, being mindful of table scraps, transitioning to new foods gradually over 7 to 10 days instead of all at once, and keeping toxic foods and plants out of reach. Step 5. Know your emergency signs. Contact your veterinarian or an emergency animal hospital immediately if you notice vomiting combined with lethargy or collapse, blood in the vomit, a swollen or hard abdomen, repeated unproductive retching, known ingestion of a toxic substance or foreign object, vomiting alongside diarrhea, or vomiting in a puppy, senior dog, or dog with an existing medical condition. This video cannot tell you whether your specific dog needs to be seen right now. If you are ever unsure, the safest choice is always to call your veterinarian and describe exactly what you're seeing. That 5-minute phone call has never harmed a dog. Waiting sometimes has. If you've ever gone through a stressful night like this with your own dog, I'd genuinely love to hear about it in the comments. What you noticed and what helped you decide what to do next. Let's talk about why these recommendations actually work. Your dog's digestive system is like a well-run kitchen. When everything is calm and predictable, it runs smoothly. But sudden changes, a new food dumped in all at once, a foreign object jamming the workflow, a toxin contaminating the ingredients, throw the whole system into chaos, and vomiting is the kitchen's emergency alarm going off. Gradual diet transitions work because they give the gut's bacterial population time to adjust, the same way your own stomach reacts differently to a sudden cuisine change versus easing into it over a week. Monitoring works because early patterns are diagnostic gold for your veterinarian. A vet who knows it happened once, 3 hours after a walk, no other symptoms, can make a very different, calmer assessment than one working with "it's just been happening." And knowing the emergency signs works because they represent the body's way of signaling that this isn't a simple, self-limiting upset anymore. It's a system under real strain that needs professional intervention. Long-term success. The dogs who tend to have the fewest digestive emergencies aren't the ones with the most expensive food or the most complicated routines. They're the ones whose owners paid attention consistently over months and years. That means sticking with regular veterinary wellness visits, even when nothing seems wrong, because your vet can catch subtle changes you might miss day to day. It means keeping a consistent feeding routine, since dogs' digestive systems thrive on predictability. And it means trusting the small signals your dog gives you, instead of dismissing them because you're busy or hoping it'll pass on its own. Your daily action system. Here's the simple system to remember. I call it the 3-watch check. Watch what they eat. Notice anything unusual, new, or accessed without your knowledge. Watch how they act. Energy, appetite, and behavior are your earliest warning system. Watch the pattern. One episode is information. Repeated episodes are a signal to call your vet. 3 watches. That's it. Simple enough to actually remember at 11:40 p.m. when you're standing in your kitchen in your socks, bringing it all together. So let's bring this back together. Vomiting is a symptom, not a diagnosis. Your dog's body raising a flag that something needs attention. Many cases are mild and related to diet or minor stomach upset, but some are genuine emergencies. And the difference often comes down to pattern and accompanying symptoms, not the vomiting alone. Veterinarians recommend tracking closely, supporting digestion thoughtfully under professional guidance, preventing common triggers, and knowing the warning signs that mean it's time to call for help. And the daily habit that ties it all together is simply watching what they eat, how they act, and how often it happens. You don't have to get this perfect every single time. No pet owner does. What matters is showing up consistently, paying attention, and trusting that the small habits you build today are quietly protecting your dog's health for years to come. Every time you notice something and choose to act on it instead of ignoring it, you're becoming a more confident, capable pet parent. And your dog is lucky to have you paying that kind of attention. If you enjoy veterinarian-approved pet health education like this, subscribe for new videos every week. Together, we'll help our pets live longer, healthier, happier lives.